Hi there, Jeffrey Rhoades from Experimental Homesteader Exotic Gardening and Sheri and Richerson.com. As you can see behind me, we brought plants in today. Now some of this had actually been brought in day before, but today was the major plant move. I put a door on the back of the small greenhouse that's attached to the house, because the storm door that we had on there, the window got busted. So I took the storm door off, put a wooden door on, fixed it up, put a double layer of plastic on the inside of the greenhouse, and then we started moving plants. We've filled up the greenhouse. We have a 6-foot table in the office that has plants underneath it and plants on top of it. And we've got a couple other plants that are sitting around on the floor. Plus we have all of this in the living room. And we still have a few plants that are sitting outside that we're hoping that it doesn't rain and make them too heavy to get inside the house, or at least, problematic. So, but this is what happens about twice a year. In the spring we move everything out, and in the fall we bring everything back in the house. Most of it goes in the greenhouse if we can. That's the goal. Once we get the small greenhouse redone, then we're going to rebuild the larger greenhouse. And once we get the big greenhouse built, then all of these tropicals will spend their time out there. So, but it's going to be a while down the road before we actually get to that point. Right now, just trying to deal with getting through the winter with these plants. Because they're tropicals, they can't take the cold temperatures. And we had to bring them in this weekend because around Wednesday, the low is supposed to be in the 40s. I think it's supposed to be about 45 degrees for the low, which is going to be too cold for the plants. Now, we only have a couple of days of that, and then it warms back up a little bit, but it's still, I think the lows are still only going to be, in the 50s. Might creep back up into the 60s, but a little chilly for tropicals. So we just decided, it was time to get them inside. We're going to do some rearranging. I've got a bunch of stuff in the office that I've got to get sorted and moved and rearranged, because right now we can't use the wood burner because of the way things are stacked up in there. And we're going to have the wood burner for this winter, especially with plants in the greenhouse and office. So, but at this point, we're sitting in a jungle in the living room. Kind of entertaining. But I'm worn out. It's been a long day. Because I was, working on the door, which I had to dig out of the back of the garage. But I found one that was about the right size. Had to do a little bit of spacing work to get it to work for us, but it's up and in place. we then I had to get everything cleaned out of the greenhouse, so that we could, rearrange and make room for stuff. Had to put up the plastic, and that's on the inside. I put a double layer on the inside. Probably in about 2 weeks, I'll be back out there and putting a double layer on the outside of the greenhouse. And this should be good for us for the winter, and it may actually last a couple of years now. So, but in the past, it's just been, a single layer on the outside. Sometimes, occasionally I would get a single layer on the inside. But for the most part, it was normally just a single layer on the outside protecting the greenhouse. So not quite as good a protection as we would have liked. But I've got some stuff. I've got this reinforced plastic, which I think is going to hold up a lot better and make it a lot easier. So, but it's going to be nice. It's going to be good. So, anyways, I think that's going to do it for tonight. I think my timer in the kitchen is about to go off, so I got to go back in there and deal with some more food. There's the timer. So, please subscribe. Give us thumbs up, thumbs down, comments below, and we will see everybody tomorrow. Stay safe.